bad breath, white tongue, and yellowish teeth. This is how you fix that. Hey girl, today we're going to be addressing oral care. I want to give you guys my oral hygiene routine to help me conquer bad breath specifically all throughout my day. Now, I already thought my oral routine was good, but I did find that my sequence of order was off. So if you're curious to know if you're doing all the necessary steps in your routine, or if you're suffering from some of the things that I listed earlier, I suggest you keep on watching. Starting off, the order of brushing your teeth, mouthwash, and flossing does really matter. For a while, I personally was doing mouthwash, brushing my teeth, scraping my tongue, and then flossing at the very end. But this isn't the most effective way. So you must floss, brush, and then follow up with mouthwash. Let's get into why. I know I can't just claim something and not back it up. You want to floss first because getting rid of food and plaque from on and in between your teeth is going to allow for the toothpaste to reach those tight spaces more effectively. This maximizes cavity protection, and if you're someone who forgets to floss sometimes, it better helps you get in that routine because you're doing it first thing. And I personally use the Grip double floss, but dentists do recommend using string floss because it is the best between getting all the angles in your teeth that flosses like this typically don't get. But as long as you're flossing in general, it's still effective. Water flossing is a good option too. However, you still want to make sure that you're going in with actual floss. Why brush secondly? So after we've already got all the food and debris in between our teeth with the floss, brushing afterwards is going to sweep all of it out of your mouth, allowing your toothpaste to better reach those newly cleared spaces. I don't have a specific brand of toothbrush just yet that I absolutely do love, but there are two main things that I personally look out for when I am going to get another toothbrush. You want soft bristles because they're going to be way more gentle on your tooth enamel and gums. Using too hard of bristles can cause the gum irritation, bleeding, and weaken the strength of your teeth. If you can, you want to use an electric toothbrush over a handheld one. Way more effective in removing plaque, hitting all the areas of your teeth with the thousands of little strokes that they make within just a minute. If you can make that switch, if you already haven't, I really do suggest it. Two additional things to keep in mind when it comes to picking a toothbrush. Always replace the heads or the toothbrush every 3 months. And if you don't listen to anything else, never leave your toothbrush in the bathroom. You do not want to be brushing your teeth with any poop particles on it. Next step, tongue scraping. Now, from what I've read, it doesn't matter when you use your tongue scraper. I like to use mine right after brushing my teeth, since the act of brushing with the toothpaste and water softens the coating on your tongue, making everything easier to scrape off. But I have heard that some people use it first thing in the morning so that they can tackle all that overnight buildup of bacteria. Both are valid reasons, so that's really just up to you. No matter what, you always want to use a tongue scraper because it's going to get all that gunk off your tongue that oftentimes still lingers after you brush your teeth. And that gunk causes bad breath. I recommend the metal ones fully because they're more effective, have better longevity, and they're reliable. Like the sharpness here is just enough to scrape all the gunk off. The plastic ones, you have to end up replacing them often or even after just one use. Over time, the effectiveness slows down because of course it's bending and it's not as durable. So the key when it comes to this is consistency. Onto our last step, mouthwash. Why mouthwash last? Because this is going to remove all the lingering debris in your mouth that the toothbrush or the tongue scraping possibly didn't get, and it's going to coat your teeth in fluoride. The 3 best recommended mouthwashes to use have been TheraBreath, that one wasn't shocking, the ACT Total Care, and I believe Biotin Dry Mouth Rinse. The overall thing you want to avoid when it comes to mouthwash is going to be alcohol. I also want to include one other thing that is optional, beneficial if you do use it, and that is oil pulling. And along with the others, the sequence of how you incorporate oil pulling in your routine matters as well if you want to get those full benefits. Always oil pull first thing before brushing your teeth. I would floss and then oil pull, then brush my teeth. Then following up with mouthwash still. If you don't know, oil pulling is an ancient remedy that involves switching edible oil around in your mouth, seed flower oil, coconut oil, from 10 to 20 minutes. Some noted benefits are fresh breath, relieves any tooth pain. I've heard people talk about how it even helps their cavities, and many more good stuff. If you're generally short on time in the morning, mouthwash alone will still get you right. But oil pulling does add that extra bacterial reduction benefit. So if not every day, it's nice to do it at least every once in a while. Oh, I almost forgot, if you have yellowish teeth, it helps whiten that. Now that we got our oral hygiene routine down, I want to mention 3 additional tips that I do throughout the day to keep that fresh breath. Number 1, keep gum with xylitol on you. Xylitol is going to help prevent those cavities. You want to chew these after your meals. You don't have to be after every meal. If it's a meal that made your breath stink, then these are good. Or if your mouth gets dry, you want to chew on these as well so that you have some type of saliva production. Then I make sure that I'm sipping on water all throughout my day. Besides all the other benefits that we know of water, sipping on water all throughout your day helps you to rinse out your mouth, making it harder for things to get stuck. And it keeps that saliva production going because a dry mouth can oftentimes lead to bad breath. And then thirdly, you do want to keep you a mini mouthwash and floss near you in your purse. Always make sure I have mine with me, especially at work. I've been loving popcorn lately, so I've been eating that as a snack. Some kernels have been getting stuck in my mouth. Having my floss or toothpick to pick it out is the best thing. That's all I have for today's video. If you found any of these tips helpful, and if you have anything to add, please let me know down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.